Today, we're diving deep into one of the most essential concepts in Python, modules. Python modules allow us to organize our code, make it reusable, and even share it across projects. Whether you're working on a small script or building a large-scale application, understanding modules is crucial. In this video, we'll cover everything from what modules are, how to use them, and how to create your own. We'll also explore some of Python's standard modules and wrap up with best practices for working with them. Along the way, I'll be using the latest version of Python, which means everything we discuss will be up to date. Before we start with modules, let's make sure we have everything set up. If you're working on a real-world project, you'll want to create a proper project structure and manage dependencies. Before starting the setup, make sure you have Python installed. If you don't have, please check the Python setup video of this series. You can find the link in the description. Let's begin by setting up a Python virtual environment. Open a folder or directory in VS Code where you want to create your project. Run this command python m vnv to create a virtual environment. The last vnv in this command is the name of the folder, so you can set the name of your choice. After creating, we have to activate the virtual environment. To do that, run this command. If you're using Windows, run the commands for Windows you can see on the screen. Make sure that you are using the latest version of Python. By creating and activating a virtual environment, we're isolating the dependencies of this project. This ensures that any packages we install don't interfere with other projects. All right, let's get into modules. A module in Python is simply a file containing Python definitions and statements. Modules can include functions, classes, and variables, and they allow us to break our code into manageable pieces. Python comes with a rich set of built-in modules like OS, Math, and JSON. But you can also create your own modules to structure your code. Let's look at how we can import and use modules. Create a new Python file in the same directory called main.py. To use a module, we first need to import it. Let's start by importing a built-in module math. This module provides mathematical functions like square roots, trigonometric functions, and more. Here, we imported the math module and used its square root function to calculate the square root of 16. You can import an entire module like this, or just import specific functions from it. Instead of importing the entire module, we can import only the functions we need. This can help keep our code clean and make it more readable. By using from math import, we only import square root and don't need to prefix it with math. This is useful when you want to avoid cluttering your namespace with unnecessary functions. Now let's create our own module. Imagine we're building a small utility for mathematical operations, and we want to separate some of the logic into a different file. In your project directory, create a new Python file called mathutils. Define a few basic functions in this file. Here, we've created a simple module mathutils with 4 functions: add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Now, let's see how we can use this module in another Python script. To use our newly created module, in main file, we'll import the functions from mathutils. Here, we import our mathutils module and use its add and divide functions. When we run this script, Python will look for mathutils.py in the current directory and execute the functions we've defined. Starting with Python 3.3, the init.py file is no longer mandatory for a directory to be recognized as a package, thanks to implicit namespace packages. However, in most cases, it's still a good idea to include this file, especially if you're working on a larger project or collaborating with others. Let's organize our mathutils into a package. We'll create a folder named utils and move our module into it. Now, let's add an init.py file to the utils directory to make it a package. This init.py file can be empty, but it signals to Python that utils is a package, and you can also add initialization code if needed. Now that we've turned our utils directory into a package, let's modify main file to import the module from the package. Here, we're using the from import syntax to import mathutils from our utils package. This allows us to organize our project in a more modular way. At this point, you must be clear about creating your own modules. All right, let's move on to Python's standard library. Python's standard library is packed with useful modules. Let's explore a few important ones that you'll encounter regularly in your projects. The OS module allows you to interact with the operating system. Whether you want to work with files, directories, or environment variables, OS provides the tools. Here are some examples of using OS module to get current directory, list all files and directories, and create a new directory. The sys module provides access to system-specific parameters and functions. It's particularly useful for handling command line arguments and controlling the interpreter. Here are some examples of using sys module to get command line arguments and exit the script. JSON is a widely used data format, especially when working with APIs or configuration files. The JSON module in Python makes it easy to parse and generate JSON. Here are some examples of using JSON module to convert a Python dictionary to a JSON string and parse a JSON string back to a Python dictionary. While Python's standard library is vast, sometimes you'll need to install third-party modules to extend Python's capabilities. These modules can be installed via pip, Python's package manager. Let me install one library. We can use pip install command to install a library. I am installing the requests library. So, our library is installed. Let's take a quick look at how to use requests, a popular third-party module for making HTTP requests. First, we import the library. Then we write the code to make a GET request to an API endpoint. We used GET method from the request library to make a request. We then printed the status code and response JSON. We can see the output in the console. Before we wrap up, here are some best practices to keep in mind when working with modules in Python. Keep modules small and focused. Each module should have a clear purpose and should not become too large or complex. Use packages for large projects. As your project grows, group related modules into packages. Avoid circular imports. Be careful when modules depend on each other, as circular imports can cause issues. Document your modules. Use docstrings to explain what your module and its functions do. This helps other developers and your future self understand the code. Leverage virtual environments. Always use virtual environments to manage dependencies in your projects. And that's a wrap. Today, we explored the world of Python modules. We saw how to import both built-in and custom modules, how to create our own modules and packages, and we even touched on third-party modules like requests. Modules are a fundamental part of writing maintainable, reusable, and organized Python code, so mastering them will greatly improve your coding efficiency. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into Python and programming topics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.